Said what? Yo, who was that? ATL show coming live. Speak about the world. Know that we are show. We got ATL Legacy, the podcast. Oh God, we're taking over with the ATL show.
Naya, what?
The ATL show's on. Duh. Get out! Get out!
Naya, it's supposed to be for adults only. It's supposed to be.
ATL, they're back.
It's my time again.
Anthony, Tioma, T7, Legacy. They're back. They're the best. Let's get it. Season 2.
I'm the best in the city, that's fact. Y'all, man, there's only one reason that I came back. I'm here to set the fucking record straight. Okay, I'm the best you ever cast, just spell the way. First off, ain't no beef with the spitters in my city. But if it comes with 28, then shit get gritty. I'm shitty. Yeah, I shit on rappers. Either dead on the scene, since you wanna be actors. It's the message. I'm talking open hills and places. Full feeling foggy, I'll be patiently waiting. It seems y'all forgot who really runs the throne. Screaming y'all number one just because I was gone. See, ain't no stopping me now. I'm on the move. Going against me, must be you ready to lose. The game, the street, the zone is took. It's the message. Hope it leave you from me rappers. Sure. Yeah. The message. So y'all know. Yeah. The monster is back. And I'm at my spot.
ATL,
Just-in-time accessories. We have the bling and everything in between. Tayama Copeland is your independent paparazzi consultant. Everything is only $5. You can catch Tayama on Facebook Live at Tayama Copeland, or you can find her at www.justinTime Accessories. Just in Time Accessories. We have the bling and everything in between. Check it out. Just in Time Accessories. We have the bling and everything in between. Tayama Copeland is your independent paparazzi consultant. Everything is only $5. You can catch Tayama on Facebook Live at Tayama Copeland, or you can find her at
Legacy Unlocked. When you're locked out of your vehicle, can't get in your car, call Legacy, serving West Palm Beach and surrounding cities. That's area code 229-630-7615. Available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Have you been denied disability, Social Security, or custodianship of your children? Call Antonio Williams. He has the knowledge and experience to fight the government on your behalf. Let him represent you. That's Antonio Williams, your non-legal attorney consultant. Make sure you go over to Goli.com and get your Goli gummies today. They have 3 selections, 3 choices to choose from. They have the apple cider vinegar, the ashwagandha, and new, they now have the superfruit. In addition to going over to GoliGummies.com, make sure you use the ATL as your discount code and receive a huge discount. It supports the channel and the podcast. In addition to all of that, the gummies, they're a source of antioxidant. They have vitamins B9, B12, promotes general good health, helps improve your daily health, contains pectin, a source of dietary fiber, uses pectin as a natural prebiotic to support the healthy gut and immune system, includes the mother, a healthy strain of bacteria, antioxidants, and enzymes. Mask the unpleasant taste of the apple cider vinegar. It's simple, it's delicious, it's Goli.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to the Anthony Brown Show. This segment that we call the ATL. If you're new to the channel, definitely hit that subscribe button. Subscribe. It costs you absolutely nothing to subscribe. So hit that red button. We'll wait. So go ahead and hit that red button. We're on our road to 8,000 subscribers. And hit that like button, the thumbs up, and definitely comment below. And if you comment below, we will respond to your comments accordingly. I'm joined tonight by none other than my sister, Miss Lightbright, Tyson's mama, Miss Tayama Sweetness.
Hey everybody, just getting in the house. I'll be back on in a minute.
Okay. and of course, none other than my from another mother, a pain in my thorn, my side, my head, my back. And he's joined tonight by his daughter, Miss Elizabeth, Miss Anaya,
I'm
and
filling
Legacy
in
Grace.
tonight for my dad.
You're joining us tonight for your dad.
Yes, sir.
Well, welcome. Welcome, Miss. It says Legacy the Great. That's your name tonight, Legacy the Great.
No, you can call me Miss Anaya.
All right. And of course, my last and final guest is that one who has nothing on Duncan Hines or Miss Sarah Lee or Betty Crocker, but we got the juiciest cakes, and that's none other than Miss Juicy Cakes.
Blessings.
How you
Look,
doing?
I was about to play a song till she showed up instead of Legacy. I was Googling reunited and it feels so good.
Okay. Hey, Donisha.
So blessings, everybody.
Hit that thumbs up, Donisha. Hit the thumbs up button.
Hey, Miss Tiana.
Hey, Miss Tonight.
Miss Legacy.
What she said, don't call that.
She don't call that.
I forgot I was supposed to put my name in this Legacy.
Okay.
How was y'all's day today?
We're doing great.
So Newbie told me about DoorDash and the glitch that they had and how everybody was. Garnisha said, "I miss you, Uncle Tony." But how everybody was able to order through DoorDash and get everything for free. So people were ordering $5,000 worth of stuff, diapers, and it was coming for free. We ain't getting nothing for free though. We missed that opportunity. You looking like why you ain't get it either.
I'm like, well, did I miss the memo?
Me, I'm saying the same thing. So look, so we go into someone gifted us some opportunity to get some groceries, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she was like, she wanted these. Now, in Whole Foods for 6 patties is $7. And I was like, girl, before I buy them, I'm willing to drive you to Costco or Sam's and see if they have some. And if they do, I'll buy them from there. So we get there. You see this box, right?
Hey, Eddie King.
Hey, Eddie. It's got 22 in there. How much you think these cost?
How many there?
22.
$6.
They had them on for 51 cents.
What?
T Savage.
Hey everybody, how y'all doing?
What's going on, Miss Savage Beast?
Hey, Savage.
Hey, get ready to what that bald head scallywag doing up there in the corner?
Eddie King says 12.
51 cents.
What it is, sissy?
Steak a butt? You need to take a bath there.
His daughter was up there. It's funny she called me nickname Stinker.
It's always somebody in everybody's hood named Stinker. Always.
I know. So she said, I put that up there. I chuckle. Yeah, so we bought we bought 2 cases.
Wow, I know that's right.
Mm-hmm.
You're not wrong.
No. I said God was looking out for y'all. Cause I wouldn't have bought them.
Okay.
I'm frugal. I ain't gonna say that. We do eat them. I have bought them, but I wasn't buying them anymore. Yeah. I had told him I was done. Hi, Michael.
Hey, Mike. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, please.
Look, your profile picture look clean. Like,
is that my cousin, Michael Jordan?
Michael Lamar.
Yeah, that's Michael. What's up,
Hey,
Michael?
Michael Jordan, my cousin. How you doing? I love you.
Yeah.
So is he really Michael Jordan?
His name is Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Oh. Lamar is his middle name. Ah. Hush.
Girl, they don't have blonde.
It's a little bit.
No, he just got blonde all the way. Full blonde.
Blonde to the roots.
Right.
Listen, that's
hey, from the ruler to the tutor.
Okay.
I'm finna walk AJ in my parents' house. So I'll be right back.
Gonna walk her?
Yeah, I'm gonna take her to the door because I gotta help her take her stuff in.
Oh, okay. I thought something was wrong with parents' house.
Okay. Well, tonight's video is about why Black women are so difficult in relationships.
I can't wait to find this out.
And I found a video. It's about 13 minutes.
You already know.
I ain't never been with a woman. Clueless.
You a woman yourself.
I'm not difficult.
That's what you say.
Ain't nobody on here can say different. Hello, everyone, and yes, Yana, I love all on here. Yes, the middle, and I hate it.
I like that name, Mike.
I liked it. I thought it was quite GQ. So, hey, Michael Lamar.
Okay, hey, M. Jor. I remember when Mike.
Tony, before we go into this, I want to let everybody. That's one of my favorite. She is the she is the female version of Kevin Hart. I mean, not Kevin Hart, but Kevin Samuel. This woman here, don't play. I love her.
I was gonna say, I remember Mike and I when we used to work at the Kravitz Center together years back, and the way the Kravitz Center used to make out the schedules is the schedule would have abbreviations of your first name and abbreviations of your last name, and then your schedule. So since my name is Anthony Brown, they had A-N-T, my first name, Ant, last name B, Aunt B. So that's what everybody would call me, Aunt B, because that was the schedule said.
Aunt B over the Andy Griffin show.
Right. So I was Aunt B, and Mike was M. Jor.
M. Jor, like bonjour.
Okay. And look, and to this day, I don't care where Mike see me in public. Hey, Aunt B.
Aunt B.
Yeah.
That was my dog, boy. So let's get into this video.
You said it was like he had passed away or something.
Well, that was my dog on at the Kravitz Center.
He ain't your dog now?
We don't work together now. Don't do that, Legacy.
So Niamki called Nikhil. He said, "All right, dog." And Nikhil said, "I'm not a dog. How dare you call me that?"
Okay.
Damn. The reason I said it not to just carry on is because if you haven't, stopped being friends just because you haven't seen each other, it still should be the same. That's all I was saying.
Melio is a payment application that allows for me to pay my contractors easy and effortlessly.
I am your host, femininity coach, and author of The Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So, what are we talking about today? We're talking about why Black women are difficult in relationships. Now, mind you, they're really only difficult like that in relationships with Black men, which they find themselves in relationship with Black men the most out of anybody, because we know they don't really know how to divest. They can't. But that's a different story. So we're talking about why. Why are they difficult in relationships? Because, and the brothers can attest, there's always something. There's always something wrong. There's always some reason why there can't be peace. There's always some reason why things can't go smoothly. Things just can't be. Things just can't be happy. Things just can't be just, some smooth sailing in this relationship, at least most of the time. There's going to be some type of, disagreement or something like that in a relationship, especially the longer that it goes on. But that shouldn't be the tone of the relationship, that there's always something going wrong. Somebody's always mad. Somebody's always arguing. Somebody's always upset. That shouldn't be the general tone of the relationship at all. The relationship should be peaceful things that people get into that help make them happy and help complete them. But when Black women get into relationships with Black men, most of the time it's not like that. And we're going to explore why it's not like that. So one of the first things that I think people need to understand is that Black women are taught, including myself, when we were growing up, we are taught not to make it easy for Black men to be with us, either in the pursuit stage where they're trying to actually get with you, and even in the relationship itself. After you guys have accepted each other to be in a relationship, still you gotta keep up some type of resistance to this man. And the warped part about it is that we're taught that this is supposed to keep some type of interest, or this is supposed to keep him on his toes, or if you're easy to get, then he's not going to value you, and therefore you need to be difficult to get or difficult to keep, because then he'll work harder to keep you. It's real convoluted and it's real stupid, and it works against you, because that's not how relationships work. That's not how men work. That's not how any of this has ever worked. Let's just understand that. None of this has ever worked like that. This is just the backwards feminine hyena tactics that Black women are taught as soon as they're able to even think about dating or think about boys or whatever. So we're taught to give the boys a really, really, really hard time, even after and during the relationship. Give them a hard time. So in keeping with that, you gotta find a way to treat this dude bad. You gotta find some area in the relationship where you're just not gonna give him what he wants. You're just not gonna give it to him specifically because he wants it. There's no problem. It's not like you can't. It's just that you won't. And she's not doing it because to give your man, especially if he's Black, to give your man things that he needs in this relationship and things that he wants in this relationship is seen as lowering the value of her as a Black woman, period. You're never supposed to give a man anything really that he wants in a relationship. If he say he want it, it's become your job to keep it from him. Basically, you got to play keep away with all of the things that make a relationship worth being in a relationship, especially for men. So Black women are taught to play keep away with that. If he likes her sex a lot, start playing with that. Keep that away. You know what I'm saying? No, you can't have that. I don't feel good. And you can't, and we not doing that. You think you finna do that? You think you finna get some, and all of that type of stuff, just because she knows he enjoys having sex with her. So even if she enjoys it as well, she'll play keep away with him. If he enjoys her
to be cooking and he enjoy her food and stuff like that, she'll not cook or not cook as often. Or he has a favorite dish, she won't cook it. You ain't getting that just because he says he wants it. So it now becomes her job to not give it to him. And this is a really crazy pathology that keeps Black relationships in a state of failure. Okay, in a state of failure, because it's not our job as women to keep away things in a relationship, because when he starts keeping away stuff you want, you ready to leave. Period, point blank, you gone. And you going out with a bang. You're not even going quietly. You going out and you going to drag him as you go. You're going to try to make his life not worth living if you got anything to say about it. And we're actually going to go deeper than that. The understanding among these Black women is that Black men are not on their level. And when I say not on their level, I don't mean the cap that they come in here to talk about money and housing and this and that. The real truth about it, and I need y'all to lean a little closer for me. The real truth is that in the eyes of these gynocrats, Black men are not as human as them. Not human. Do you understand? That's what she means by you're not on her level. I'm a human being with a full range of feelings that you have to consider because I'm more valuable than you because you're subhuman and I don't have to give you consideration that you give me. Trust what I'm saying. It might be hard to swallow, and some of them might come and try to say that's not true, but I double dog dare any of them to say that that's not true, because that is the underlying understanding. He's not human like you. So because he's not human, brothers, I need y'all to hear this. And gynocrats too, I need y'all to hear this too. Because he's not human, she's not under any obligation to reciprocate good treatment. So this is why a Black man can be doing everything that a man is supposed to do, and it's like nothing to her because he's not even really human anyway. And because of that, because he's lower than her, he was supposed to serve her anyway, so she don't care. This is what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do. So she's not under any obligation to reciprocate any good treatment. Remember that I told you that these gynocrats have the same exact viewpoint of Black men that Zaddy has. See, Black men don't experience pain. According to her, Black men don't experience emotional pain like people do. See, other men are human. Black men are not. You understand that? This is what a gynocrat thinks. I'm telling you. Other men are human beings, which is why she could get with him and have respect and be a woman with him. But with the Black man, he's not a human. He's not human. So therefore, she can hurt him. She can ruin his life. She can damage him emotionally, physically, financially, whatever the case may be, and not blink an eyelash, not a wink of sleep. Oh yeah, he'll do it. You know what I'm saying? He'll get over it because you're not human, Black man, in the eyes of these gynocrats. Period, point blank. This is why relationships are so difficult with her, because you're entering in the relationship regardless of your status as a man, regardless of your status as in masculinity. I'm telling you, this is for the brothers. I need you to hear me. Regardless of that, when you enter into a relationship with one of these gynocrats, none of that means nothing. You're not as human as her. Therefore, this is why she could get into relationships with 5 kids and 8 baby daddies and still think she the prize. But I digress. Black men don't have any inherent value. She's the only one in the relationship that has inherent value. Black men don't have any. Black men in a relationship with Black women have the value that she assigns to him. Not more, not less. Okay? She assigns value. So if she assigns sexual value, then that's what he's worth. If she assigns monetary value, then that's what he's worth. Because of this, she has to make sure not to assign too much value, lest he get to thinking that he's valuable. Lest he gets to thinking that he should expect good treatment from her. She makes sure not to praise him too much for any good that he does. Make sure not to be giving him too many accolades where he becomes proud of himself, where his esteem is lifted, where she's offering the mutual validation in a relationship. She makes sure not to validate him too much, because if she validate him, quote unquote, too much, then he comes to be expecting to be treated like a man, like a human being in this relationship, and she does not regard him this way. He is not a man in the sense, not only does she degrade his masculinity, he's not a man as in he's not a human male. He's a subhuman male. He has the look of a human being, but he doesn't have the inherent value of a human being. In her eyes, she's the only one that actually carries that value, which is why she'll always say she's the prize in the relationship. What makes her the prize? She has humanity. What makes Black men never a prize, no matter what he does, because he doesn't have humanity. I need that to be understood. I need that to be known. And some can come in and say that's not what it is. Prove it. Prove that's not what it is. Because there's too many instances that I've seen online and offline where a Black man can have all the masculinity, status, money, accolades, a resume a mile long with accomplishments, and a strag that can't rub two nickels together or call herself telling him he ain't nothing. And that she's the valuable one. He needs to chase her. He needs to be doing stuff for her. And never once feel any obligation or anything.
Oh my God, I couldn't hear anymore. I want to hug her. I don't know what kind of, like, you know, I do know that we humans, there's like so many different species walking around, and whatever, what's she called? Gynobots, whatever she called.
Yeah, what the fuck is
Stay
that?
away from them people.
I never heard that term before.
Stay away from them. You're on mute, Legacy.
It's a group of individuals of how they think. Just like we got a feminist group that's on a movement to try to take, as they say, the shackles of the strengths of the men away from them so that they can have their independency. These gynomites are worse than the feminists. And you just, when you look at go look up those terminologies of what it is, it's just a different group of women who look at things from a different perspective.
You know, I'm not against groups and differences. Everybody have them, but I don't like to even shine light to those individuals.
Kate, hold on, read what Kamal said, baby.
As a Black man, I've never needed anyone to praise or validate me, or anyone I know as a Black man never needed that. If there was someone that couldn't appreciate all this, you find that one that will. I agree with you, Kamal. And that's what I meant with the concept of relationship. If we got people, we have a lot of different people around. I've never met anyone like that. I don't even want to be around a person like that. So that would be someone hard to deal with. Not even just a female, but as a friend. Like anybody who got their ego on their mind like that.
Yeah, she powerful, Michael.
Black men, you're a king. I see the black man as God. So when you ask me, and like I told you, I'm really waiting to hear how we're hard to deal with, because I haven't had a relationship that I've been hard to deal with. I've had relationships that didn't work out because we didn't vibe completely, but it wasn't me. It was more so I just didn't get along with them, not me not getting dealt with. Like,
let me tell you how black women are hard to deal with sometimes. The issue is we raised to be independent women. I don't know if y'all talked about this already, but in my opinion, we raised to be independent women. And when we get into a marriage or a relationship, we still feel like we need to be independent, and we don't recognize our roles in the relationship. We want to wear the pants.
Correct.
When two people in a relationship can't wear the pants, somebody got to yield to somebody at some time for compromise. So in my opinion, that's one of the biggest issues. You know, and I'm thinking about myself too, because I had to yield to my husband, even though the Bible say, you be submissive to your husband and follow your husband. But it was like at some point I felt like that nigga was gonna take me clean off the cliff. So I ain't want to follow him, but I tried my best, so I can say when I walked away, I did everything in my power to make it work. But that's part of the reason, in my opinion.
I agree with
Savage.
And just piggyback on what you're saying, T Savage, a lot of times, what women fail to realize in that learning lesson where you're learning how to be an independent woman, that was the lesson that's not being taught is independent means being individual, means also being alone. So, because a man is not necessarily looking for an independent, strong woman. He wants you to be a strong woman, but not an independent woman. Men like to feel dependent upon.
Yeah, they want to feel like they need it.
You gotta feel like they need it. Even if you don't need them, you gotta make them feel like they're needed. Even if you gotta change your own tire, ask him to change your tire.
Savage. Go ahead, Tony.
So if he feels needed and wanted, then guess what? He's gonna be there and do more and everything because she needs me, and he has to feel that way. And sometimes it can be something that you want to do, but instead of saying let's go do blah 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 blah, you got to suggest it to him so he can come up with the idea or make it think like it's his idea. And it's called reverse psychology. If you talk about it low enough, guess what? He's gonna do it because he want to do it.
I know women that do that. They do stuff like that just to make their man feel included. Even though at the end of the day they're gonna do what they want to do, they do it to keep their man feeling included.
Right.
And I feel like that's a form of deceit. If you don't want to include him, you already made your own decision. But women do it to keep the man in his position and make him feel. You got to make a man feel like a man.
That's broken the ego, and that's what you're supposed to do in a relationship.
Sometimes you gotta stroke their ego.
That's what you're supposed to do in a relationship.
After you finish stroking the ego, go stroke something else.
That is the ego. Beyonce song about it. But listen, everybody on here said it eloquently tonight. And I mean, Savage. Yeah, oh shit.
When she was talking about it's too big, it's too this, too wide.
I thought she was talking about her.
Listen.
You learn something new every day.
Listen, all y'all said it perfectly. Savage, you brought it right out of the bag. When we do things, as especially men Men want to feel needed. And Savage, you said it. Every nationality outside of the black race, their women are taught to cater to their husband or to their soon to be husband, and they're taught how to do this from jump because they're taught how to cater to their brothers. They're taught how to cater to their dad. They learn this from jump, and they see that. Let's look at Mexicans, not just Spanish individuals. I used to live next door to a Spanish family, and it was like 7 of them, 7 husbands, 7 wives, and they had kids, and they bought this space, and they all pulled together, and the women would get together as a whole in a large van, whether they were getting food stamps or cash, and all that would come into one household. So if each one of them had 2 kids apiece, 7 women, that's 14 kids, you're looking at about $2,000 a month or better in food stamps. And these individuals would go and shop. Michael say, allow the man to be a man and do his part. Correct. And these women would, when I tell you these men get off these jobs, each one of them would get out of, when these men get out their van, these women would walk out the house. If it's raining, they coming outside with an umbrella. If it's hot and sunny, they standing out there in their nice little dresses at the gate, waiting to hug their husband and kiss them and go in the house with them. And I was like, God damn, they do that every day?
Let me tell you about my grandma right quick. Not to cut you off, but before I forget. When my grandma wasn't working, and she had finished working or whatever, well, my granddaddy, he used to work at the what they call the dump, at the city dump in Martin County. And we'll be at my grandma's for the summer. I was like, what you doing? She put on lipstick, get her face right. I said, what you doing? She said, my man coming home. You always greet your man, look at your best when he coming home from work. That's what she taught us. And my mama didn't teach me that. My grandma taught me that.
Now I got a question.
And that's the
if
thing.
your grandma taught you that, why didn't you teach your mama that?
Huh?
If she taught you that, why didn't she teach your mom that?
Because that's my dad's mom. Not my mama.
Okay. Now you know.
Okay.
My mom's mom, she stayed home, and she cooked, she cleaned. I was brought up watching when my dad ate, they got served on a plate, no paper. It was served to them. The food was prepared. When they came home, my dad didn't have that gripes about who ate first because he wanted to make sure we all ate. But we ate as a family. And when he came home, dinner was ready. It wasn't waiting on dinner to get ready. It was ready when he was coming in the door. He'd go wash his hands. I used to untie my dad's shoes for him. Even my ex-husband, the only thing he had to do, he chose to help out with the kids with bath and laundry and stuff. But in our relationship, I cooked every meal. I did the laundry. I did everything because he was the one working, and it was more catering. So I get what you're saying. Meet him outside, show him how much you appreciate him and everything. But that's just on that way.
Kate, let me show you.
I don't see where that makes
Kate,
it.
let me show you something. I'm going to tell you. I remember when Savage said I worked at Solid Waste, and they were building the new solid waste out there, and we used to work on one side, and then you had to catch the bus to go to the parking lot, and the parking lot. Every day, me and this one dude would get out because we'll be the last 5 people to come on the group coming over. And my girl at that time was my daughter's mom and my other boy's mother. And I used to watch this dude get off the bus, and it used to be this white lady that used to be outside. When the bus come up, you will see her get out of the van, out of her car, go stand to the back of the car, and she got like these slides in her hand. And some days my kids' mom will be running a little late, so I would have an opportunity to watch them. And when I tell you every day, no lie, this lady would get out her car and stand at the back of her car with them slides in her hand. And when that dude got out the bus, she would run and jump in this man's arm, kiss him. Then he got her like this, kissing him, down there wrapping her arm around like he's just coming home from the military. Ain't never seen him before in years. And she would put her down, and they would walk over to the car. He would take off his boots, and she would put her shoes on his feet. And I found myself in awe of this dude and his relationship, because I had these thoughts in my head. What am I doing wrong to where I wasn't getting that type of treatment? And Juicy and Savage said it. Okay, different era and different time and different upbringings. Correct.
I want to
Correct,
say,
Michael.
I want to say it might not even be the different in the upbringings, because we've all been brought up in it, but the time and the era has changed to where the woman, she got to go out the house today. The man don't see her in the home being there waiting to greet. She need to be, they pulling up at the same time. She might get off at 5:30 and he got off at 4:30. He might make it home first. So the upbringing is in there, but she ain't got time for that.
But Savage said that her grandmother worked also up until she decided not to work. And she still made the time to get home to do it. And what Michael said is something that Tayama brought up in a show one day. It is a different time, era, and upbringing. Because see, where most mothers are, y'all had mothers and grandmothers that taught you how to be women and how to nurture and cater to the ego of a man. This era don't do that. So when Tayama told the story about, I think she said her niece, when it was the prom time, and the little boy went to open the door to let her get into the car so they can go to the prom. Tayama say that the little girl told him, don't do that. I can open the door my own self. This ain't that type of, this ain't that era no more. And Tayama say, that's corny. Hold on. Yeah, she said that's corny. So when you look at, these are the things that create that monster of not knowing. Each one of these women on this podcast are independent, submissive women. And when I say that, I'm saying they know how to go out and get a bag on their own. But each one of these women will know how to relinquish enough power to their significant other or their husband in order for him to feel like he's the boss. And if you're not teaching that, and every other race is teaching this, then guess what? It causes you to be alienated as a black woman and to be picked upon, because guess what? You're looked upon as the aggressive, angry one when you're not. It's just that we're taught differently. We're just like Savage said, black women are taught to be independent, fuck a man. White women and other races are hold on to your man through the storm and all. Right. Black women get more divorces at a higher rate than any other race in the United States of America.
True.
When they get bored, they gone. When they get the bag, they gone. And we're not talking about women like Savage, Tayama, Juicy that really know how to stick and through the thick and thin, but the race of women that's after you are erasing the work that you've done to show that we are like that. That's it's being erased. And then they call women like you guys, the y'all black women today that's in the front right now, our young women, call women like Juicy, Tayama, and Savage pick-me women. You know why they call y'all pick-me women? Because y'all have morals and values, and y'all know what it is to be a true woman to a man. They look at y'all as being weak. But they don't realize is that when the shit hit the fan, it's gonna be y'all type of woman that y'all are that men are gonna come defend, and it's gonna be those type of women that's left out here in the cold, and nobody gonna want to be with them. And if the white man and all these other races start doing shit to them, we gonna walk right past them because you told us you don't need a man for shit.
You know, my sons, they don't even. I've seen one of them. If a girl say that's corny, he ain't feeling her no more because like he know he's supposed to open the door, and if you don't know the door is supposed to be open for you, like not even just a female. If I'm with a man and my son is with me, my son is 20 years old, and that man don't open the door for me, my son will come back later and tell me that ain't him. He ain't the one.
Okay.
He don't know what he's supposed to do. So I don't know what the era we got going on, but I don't think we should be highlighting these people.
Watch this, Kate. Watch this, Kate. Say, Alma, when your niece told that boy that, what did you say to her?
Hey, look.
I thank you. You breaking up, Tate.
Hold on.
She probably finna go out and come back in. But I don't look at our black women as being.
My Wi-Fi tripping.
Go ahead, baby.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
I said, in all honesty, I was kind of laughing because my niece was trying, I guess, to please my mom them with her being gay, so she was with a dude. When my niece Michaela is a dude, like she date girls now. So for me, it was all funny to me because she like, bro, you don't get listen, you ain't get no kiss after this.
I see that's a whole different subject right there, Tiama.
So with me, it was funny, but I'm like, no, if you're going out with a dude, he's supposed to open the door. Man, that's corny. Don't nobody do that jump no more. But in her 15-year-old mind, she like that shit themselves. Let that man keep going. But she just think that whole act is corny.
I feel her.
But we have to
say it ain't corny.
But that's why when we used to talk about it on the show about how chivalry is almost completely gone. But it's only almost completely gone in our race. Because almost every other race that I'm around, we're the only ones really throwing our women and our men away.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying other races don't get divorced.
Listen. I'll kick your ass to the curb in New York second, but I ain't throwing my black men away. Shit, I even recycle your ass a time or two, but I ain't gonna go get no other race, so I don't know. So I don't believe that, because some of us women won't even date other race, so that's a double negative.
You know how we have, Tony, you know how we have organizations where we say we need to learn how to build our men, our youthful men, build them up in our community to show them how to be men, right?
Right.
There needs to also be etiquette classes for women where they teach our young ladies how to have etiquette when it comes to dealing with a man. And if we're teaching love and etiquette on both ends on how to treat one another from a youth. And I tell everybody it's a community thing, because a lot of times when your child is from kindergarten and sometimes pre-K, your child is being influenced more by other people on an hourly rate than you are, because you're out providing for your child. You're at work. So now the influence come upon other individuals that are around your child. So if you had stronger organizational groups, especially in Black communities, that Thanks, Mike. Excellent dialogue, guys. If you had organizations that where we had our strong women that were here to educate our black women on how to love and nurture men and children, how to love themselves first, and then at the same time, we got young men that we have people that are prominent and that want our race to move forward as a whole, and we're teaching our young men, our youth, how to love a woman, take care of their kids, and at the same time love themselves. When they eventually come into contact with each other out here in the world, they're gonna know how to treat each other. And if you're not getting that at the home, but the same way you can go to the Boys and Girls Club and spend 4 hours there and get play and all that other stuff, you can have these type of organizations to teach these etiquettes as well. And that way our future will continue to move forward. We have to also understand that the black race is the race that society has deemed to be total lost. And if we have been since day one, been the one race that every nationality has tried to destroy, and they figured out that they can't destroy us physically, not without killing themselves and their children. So in order to destroy you, I have to destroy you mentally and spiritually. You figure that you really can't beat us spiritually because we are the chosen ones. So that means I have to deceive you, which is mental. And I have to tear apart the strongest part of the family, which is I need to take the man out of the household and separate the family, because if the man is gone, there's no pure leadership. And if the woman who the man needs to continually stroke his ego to make him understand, I need you to get out here and go to work, baby. I need you to not get in trouble. I need you here with me providing for our household and our children. That is the ego that men feel like when they wake up in the morning and that woman up making coffee and some scrambled eggs and a sandwich and got it in a bag and say, baby, go out there and do what you got to do. You don't care nothing about this 200-degree temperature.
Now, brothers,
I
tell y'all to go get it, but I ain't gonna be up in no kitchen making no scrambled eggs. So, honey, we'll have some Jimmy D's in that freezer. Okay, Jimmy D got you covered, baby.
Women and men are being verbally degraded.
Go ahead, Drew.
Women and men are being verbally degraded, and it appears to be acceptable in this area. That's what I don't like, Mike. And that's why opening the door for the young lady to this generation is whack. They were not exposed to it. And that's what I mean by, I said, I don't like giving light to this because this is not what they need to be teaching. And the more we air it as if it is, it's like we're saying it's acceptable instead of shooting it down. That lady in that video and everything she talked about, like I said, I want to hug her because my Lord, if that's what you're experiencing, you got no right. What you call them? Woo! I'd rather be a bitch. You feel me? Call me that, please, because that was some old other type of shit right there. That ain't how we women do.
But my thing is, I don't. When she kept saying that they think they less than human, I don't believe that shit. So basically, you with a alien. She sounded ignorant on a lot of levels with that.
Now, she was trying to say that a woman.
First of all, most women that she was explaining, they don't have self-love. So how they gonna love somebody else if they don't love themselves? So her whole terminology of that, I would have ate her ass alive mentally, because mentally the way she was saying that is, no woman is gonna be with a man that look like a man, but they feel that they're less than something. Y'all, if y'all got a little boy, these things like jumping off buildings and stuff, like you be like, bruh, listen, you think you Superman, but you not. Yeah. But
I'm telling you.
I was listening to it. I'm like, a lot of stuff she was making sense about how some women have to keep a man down and can't build them up because they would know where it stands and all of that. But then some stuff I was like, girl, you had me, then you lost me. Bring it back.
She had me on
I want to piggyback on what Legacy and Tiama both said. As far as I think she was kind of off just a little bit in some of the things that she was saying, just a little bit. But Legacy, when you were saying something, there should be etiquette classes, how men should treat a woman, or a woman should treat a man. At the same token, I think there should be a class where women should know how to love themselves and know exactly what they want in a relationship. Because a lot of times that I see, especially not black women, is they seem to lower their value and lower their themselves, lower their self-esteem, and find anybody. They meet a man Tuesday, Thursday they have sex, Friday that's their boyfriend, Saturday he done moved in. And I hear also no girl make he even make a lot of trees. He fuck you.
But
Legacy, I'm bringing this man to come beat you up.
According to
I
that
can't.
lady, that's the woman who got 5 and 6 children and 8 baby daddies and don't know that she worth anything because she ain't worth it. But
welcome to the show, Michael.
Hey, Michael. So what I
I'm glad to come on and Hey, Michael.
I said I think that
Hey, how's it going?
has a hard time being in a relationship with a woman because I tend to see in a lot of relationships the women hold the man to a higher standard, a higher regard than what he's willing to live up to. And so she ends up being more of a tag and more of a bother to him because he ain't ready to step up to the plate and be that. And so a lot of times a relationship with a black man, she's an ego struggle. Oh, baby, it'll be okay. We'll try again tomorrow. Where the sister may be like, we could try right now. I mean, what's wrong with doing it again? And so some people don't like the persistent until you win. Some people like to take it day by day, baby steps and everything. But sisters ain't, we are go-getters and we hold people to regards. So when she was well, I only speak of me.
Yeah.
And
Hold up. We got a guest. Mike, what do you want to add to the conversation? Michael?
Well, what I wanted to add to the conversation is that I agree with a lot with what everybody is saying, but like I'm saying, that we're living in different times, we're living in a different era, and then the younger people, they're like a part of a microwavable generation. The guys don't have no respect, they want everything right then, but like I said, a lot of times they have not been taught, and the young ladies have been taught that being called a whore or a bitch is acceptable. You know what I'm saying? So if some kind of way they can transform their mind, and if we could teach our young men if they want to be taught, and then maybe we can change a few things, but it has to be up to them. But like I say, they're in a different generation, and if a woman is accepted being called a hoe, then that's what a man gonna treat you like.
Exactly.
I don't agree with it. Because I respect all women the way I respect my mom, my nieces, my sisters, and my aunts. You know what I'm saying? So, and not all men are the same, but some women get exactly what they put out and what they say is acceptable to a man. Or from a man.
Mm-hmm. Michael, how you doing tonight?
Yeah. All right, how everybody doing?
Love everything. All right, love everything that you said. But the statement that I made earlier when I said about, other races and individuals tend to make our race move to their beat. Because guess what? Our entertainers are who actually control our image and our children. So when you said that women are the new youth, I guess, are so used to men being able to call them these things in music and lyrics, to where now you have women who actually go out and that's what I got whop ass pussy. I got this, and I got Megan needs and all this type of stuff. So if you are not a parent, and it's hard to parent your children when you're not around and you're working and you can't switch. The way social media and society is today, everything is listenable. And when you get music all across all different streams and stuff, so you might come home one day if you don't have parental guards on your child's music and stuff, and your daughter in there listening to whop ass pussy, and you like, damn, these people don't care about what filtrates the air. So now, when you listen to other music, they're not talking about the same thing that we're giving to our kids. So now our daughters and sons, our sons want to be gangsters and killers, and thugs. Our daughters want to be prostitutes, twerk masters, and all these other things, because this is what we put out in front of them, and that this is what we are.
Yes.
If you look back at the rappers, from especially in the genre of women rap, you had women like Queen Latifah that never spoke about that. You had MC Lyte, you had Mil X, even Eve, who was one of the most beautiful, sexiest women. She's never said anything too provocative because she knew that other women were following behind her. Now you had Lil' Kim and Foxy, there was a lot provocative, but our genre of women who came out in the front, they were never as explicit and talk about sex the way these women do now in rap. So it's kind of hard. And men move to the beat of whatever women are doing and liking. We don't control the movement of women and what they do, because when a woman goes inside her home and decides that she want to put on some cooter cutters and show her the bottom of the ass cheek out her, we're told that she can wear whatever the hell she want to wear, and nobody should look at her in any different type of way. But the truth is, you get the response from how you do things. So your action requires a reaction. And all I try to tell people is, when we talking about the etiquettes, we have to understand, if we do not have people in place where these women and these boys can go to some classes and learn how to be great men and women, we will fall to what the social media is putting out and what the television is put out, and it's nothing you can do about it, because they don't have any other avenue to go to, especially when it's not being taught in the house.
Oh, okay. Because they got an avenue. The parents got to be able and be there to provide one. And you know, when you said that, that goes all back to accountability. Who's raising these kids? We cannot leave it up to the TV, YouTube, and the music.
Right.
Cardi B, I might be wrong. You know, I'm not into all the music and stuff, but I think it was her. It's another rapper, today's rapper, who's a female rapper. And she said her daughter ain't never listened to her music.
Megan Stallion.
Oh, no, Cardi B said that. Cardi
right.
B said that.
But so she knows she making stuff. They're making money. She ain't making music. She making money. Somebody else is writing for them, telling them she is performing and making money. And like what's the baby said, that's our fault to making them be the role model, because they're in an industry that is to lower the vibration, to bring you from where you are, to knock you off your square as a king, as the queen of who we are. That music industry is not ours. That sector is beneath us. It's to entertain us, but it's not to educate us, because they're not teaching us ABCs, not even on Sesame Street anymore. So
right, and I agree with everything you said, Miss Juicy, and I think that's his name, Stanker, right? The one at the top. But you know what? You know, like I said, I know in my household, we was raised a little different, and then I was helping raise my nephew. So I let them know, because we was taught, you know, all of us was taught from a spiritual background. The spiritual thing was our foundation. So, you know, it's a certain stage that's transferring of the spirit. So I let them know, in my house, you will not listen to that type of music. Now, I don't care what you doing outside of that door. But in this house, that is not acceptable. So when you ride in the car with me, it's not acceptable. And like you said, Juicy, who raising these kids these days? You have kids raising kids, so therefore they don't have that much to instill in them. They're just learning as they go. So I think, you know, all the teaching start from home. It starts from home. I don't care what they playing out there or what they listen to. If we give them the foundation from home, I think some of that will help, because no matter what, you train a child in the way they should go, they should never depart from it.
But you gotta also think about it too. Today's grandma is my age.
I was gonna say, Mike, let me ask you this question. But how do we fix this problem? Because today you have mothers that's 15, you have grandmothers, grandmothers that's 30, 33.
She already did what she needed to do as a mom.
Grandmama 33, mama 30, mama 15, great grandmama 55. So are they all in the same club?
Now, you know, I have to say, I have friends who I went to school with who are grandmas. I'm 45. And they have a little bit more grandma, you ain't about to be, than the 30-year-old ones. But the way I'm starting to see the younger we are putting out, producing, it's creating a catastrophe instead of a village of us up raising and rising up. We not rising. And the etiquette classes, we got to do more than just etiquette. We have to self-empower.
You gotta have but K Juicy, we talk about this a lot, but we have to have a starting point. And if etiquette classes is the starting point, then they can start to see themselves in a different light to move on to something greater with that class.
See, the reason why I say before etiquette, self-empowerment, because I'm not gonna feel that I sit this way when I'm already ugly. I'm already not feeling good about me, so I learn to feel better in my presentation when I need to learn how to feel better about me. So like what Tony said, having a class where we learn how to love ourselves. Once we know how to love ourselves, and not just the women, but people, because the men need to know, like my son, that lady don't know that you should be opening the door for her, or you need to know that that's not the one for you. These men are just as valuable as the sisters are. So, like I say, I don't see a man, like she said, as beneath me. A man is king. When I look at a man and I'm drinking spring water or distilled water, you go get Aquafina. What the fuck wrong with you? That's what I'm thinking. Why you can't rise up?
Man, she hilarious.
We don't need no Aquafina. We need spring water. So I'm not saying be less than. I'm saying rise, fly away.
And I get you with that. And
She didn't mean literally, Tyson.
And you know, Juicy, I get you with that. I can agree with that. I agree with that because I feel like if we going out on a date, then we should be able to compliment one another. Our style should be basically the same, or our type of class. You know what I'm saying? So I get you with that. I get you. I feel that.
And the only reason why I brought it up is in the water sense is because there are some people who will know that there are things that are not good for them, but they won't even see themselves worthy to have better. And I only use water as an example, but that comes into our company, that comes into our lifestyle, that comes into all the choices we make. If we don't make better choices for ourselves, we can't expect other people to make better choices. They follow in suit.
I totally agree.
I don't know. I might be different because I'm
giving me the business. He acting like I'm legacy. He trying to give me a head.
Well, listen, you know, I just feel like Juicy, you right, and Michael, everything been said tonight, and we don't normally agree with a lot of things on each other on this show. We always at war, but today has been a great one because we have to figure out something in order to start somewhere. And until we get it, like you said, Michael, train up and that they won't depart. So right now, as a black race, our biggest enemy are ourselves. Because like Juicy said, We don't know how to love each other because we don't know how to love ourselves. So if you can't treat yourself right, whether it's man or woman, then you definitely can't pour out that type of energy to the next person. And it's just crazy to me sometimes that I see our black race of people talk and speak and respect another race totally different than how, you know, they teach or treat their own.
That's good. Yeah.
I'm dealing with the boss lady. And
well, you're not supposed to be on the
on
floor on the podcast. Miss Anaya's supposed to be there because she's filling in. So, Mr. Legacy, she's telling you
Mr.
you're
Michael,
overrunning her time.
Mr. Michael, I need to clear some up with you.
That's Mr. Naya.
I'm not Stanker Butt. I'm Legacy. Stanker Butt was my daughter.
Look,
that's what was on the show first.
Okay, no problem.
Go take
But you know what?
Call her Miss Anaya.
But what I'm saying, I think this dialogue is so great and more.
You need you a bald-headed ass mama. Go, little boy.
Hold on, Tam. Hold on.
Yeah, I think the dialogue. I know that the dialogue that you all have here and the discussion is so great and more people should really be flooded on here. But Juicy, I don't know what y'all would think about this, but I think before we can really go out there and try to work on changing this, we will have to build a partnership with the mother and the young teens first, because if you don't build that partnership, you know, it's hard to try to get them to try to open up the things. So I think once you make them comfortable with you first, then in some kind of way to let them know that we're just there to help, then some people may let us in. All people may not allow us in, but some people will. Because, you know, that exterior wall is hard to tear down, man, when these people like so private, they think people coming to try to take something from them. And I think their minds are so messed up these days.
Right.
If you kind of know what I'm kind of saying.
You know, I coach Little League football and I deal with ages from 6 all the way to 14. And one of the greatest things that I noticed and pay attention to is out there at the practice field, there are, I want to say it's about 85% of the mothers that are out there supporting and that practice in that games. And it's maybe 10% or maybe 15% of fathers that are out there. Our children, because we're talking about the youth, our children don't feel protected in today's society. And the reason being is a lot of our children feel that they have to protect themselves because they don't feel like they have somebody that will die for them. And if you go back in history, throughout history, black men and women were willing to lay their lives on the line, whether it was my child or your child. We had men and women that would stand up in the gaps for these children to show that you can trust us. And when you said that, Michael, it made much sense to me that why the hell would I submit to these things that you're asking me to do, to learn, to listen, to pay attention, when I go home at night and I'm starving and I'm taught to not tell nobody that I'm hungry because I bring shame on my mom or my daddy, or I'm taught that I'm really nobody because, you know what I'm saying, I don't got Jordans on my feet, or I ain't got Nikes or Adidas on my feet. So the demoralization of our children and our youth makes us tend to pull farther away from one another because we have to do something to feel good about it. That's why you have people out here killing and robbing people for tennis shoes, because growing up in life, they never had it. So these things make them feel like they're somebody when they get them. So that's why they go out and do it. We have enough black people now today in America that are multimillionaires and billionaires that we shouldn't have to put money and go buy a Nike, when we should have black people that are inventing shoes that black kids can afford, that are looked upon as something. You know, I was listening to Shaquille O'Neal the other day when he was talking about how when he first made his first $100 million and he felt bad for kids because he grew up kind of poor too. He couldn't get all the famous shoes and stuff. And he said he wanted to develop a product that kids would feel good wearing because they look just as good, they wore just as good, and it made them feel whole. Shaquille O'Neal makes just as much money at selling his shoes at $22 a pair in Walmart all across America than Michael Jordan and LeBron James make selling their shoes at $200 and $500 a pop. Because there are more people who can afford $20 shoes than they can to afford $200 shoes. And kids love Shaquille O'Neal as a whole, so they know when they go get these shoes, they're not looked upon, and they don't feel degraded now. So we have to find a way, like you said, Michael, to draw our youth in, and that's why I said we can find a way on neutral ground. Because if you grab about 500 kids, I don't care, it could be in West Palm, it could be in Atlanta. If you start grabbing 500 kids everywhere and start making them feel safe, they got educational programs when they get out of school, they can go somewhere and be safe. They ain't got to worry about nobody coming in the building and shooting them. They ain't got to worry about gang violence. They ain't got to worry about being hungry. Now, those 500 kids are going to go off into the school and everywhere and start talking about the program that they're embedded in. And guarantee each one of them 500 is going to at least bring 2 more kids apiece to this program across the United States. Now, your foundation is built because now I know I got a group of people here where I can go get tutoring for free. I can go to a computer. I can learn how to do a resume. I can learn how to go in here and learn to be anything I want to be. And just for these few hours, at least I know I'm safe and I'm loved. And that is the change that has to take place. Because if it's going to be each one to teach one, we need to move faster than that and go 5 to 10 quick, because we're losing our youth at an alarming rate to music, hip hop, and death.
You know, I want to say what's funny is when you speak about Shaquille O'Neal, he's made more money with them being sold at Walmart. But when he was selling them at Payless, people weren't going into Payless because the parents felt that wasn't a store that. And so you are right, Mike. We need to reach the parents to get them to lower this ego trip of have and have nots, so that their children. Because I was talking to the kids, Vans, we paying all this money for Vans when they were Bobos, and we done put Vans on the map, but we could put Shaquille O'Neal. We'll go out and spend $60 on Vans, and they used to be $5.
Right.
So we gotta close out because it's 10:18 and we supposed to be at like our show.
Okay, can I say something real quick? Can I say something real quick? Yeah, it was real good. But I'm gonna tell you something. I had to play a major role in help raising my nephews, right? Like I told you before. But I taught them that you're not gonna get caught up in the trend wearing polo and wearing all this. What you will wear will be decent, it will be coordinated. And what I instilled in them, you look good. Don't nobody look better than you. We have to start back instilling the encouragement and the empowerment in our kids so they won't get caught up in the trend. Because you know what may work in polo in another person's house may not work in this house, but you're gonna look just as good as they look when you step out. Now, because I know with me, I don't wear a lot of name brand, but I'm always coordinated and I'm comfortable in who I am in the way that I present myself. So we have to start by teaching our kids that.
Amen.
That value is not in your clothes, and it's in what you put in your body, in your mind.
Exactly. Man, I love y'all, man. This is a good program, man. Sometimes I just like to sit in the back and listen, but it's powerful, man.
Well, thank you.
Appreciate you coming.
Appreciate it. And we like to have
guests. Man, I love all y'all, man.
So why don't you tell us about us on out? Who is MJ, the author?
Tell us who you are and where they can find you, Mike. Or they want to buy one of your books.
Well, I haven't been writing lately, but they could go on to oh my God, Lord Jesus, I forgot already. My mind bad. It's www.authorhouse.com. and they can just type my name in or what have you. But I normally have books around here, and I'll eventually just give each one of y'all a book. I don't have no problem like that with that because most of my books are just spiritual based, you know.
Well, I love reading. Send me
They're
a book.
very inspirational
I
and
do
very motivational.
Yeah. So
What you
then,
said, Elm?
The books are very inspirational and motivational.
Yes, yes. And most people that know me like Aunt B, they'll know when they read that that's the stuff that I probably went through in my life. You know what I'm saying? And the way God taught me to write it is like in parables, but it will empower another. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's just, you know, we all out here. We gotta uplift one another, bro.
all the
yes,
time.
all the time.
Yeah.
Well, Michael,
I really appreciate y'all though,
that's
because I
above
learned from
you.
y'all just listening.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
That's
Each
your
one
daughter?
teach one. No, no,
Yes.
well.
Oh, okay.
So, my name is Juicy, and you can find me here every Tuesday and
Oh, yeah.
Friday at 9 p.m. on the ATL show. Or you can check me out on Facebook under Nicole Purse, TikTok, Miss Juicy Cakes, and Instagram, Miss Beautiful, or my website, enliventoyou.com for all your wellness and homeopathic needs.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna follow you.
Thank you.
T Savage.
T Savage, you can find me at IGT Savage 1000, Facebook Anya Drake Birds, TikTok T_Savage at 100, birdsanya@gmail.com.
All right. We're gonna bring out the boss lady. Tell Mama Sweetness, let them know how they can reach you, Mama.
You can reach me at Tayama01 on Instagram, Facebook, Tayama Copeland. You can reach me at Just in Time Accessories. You can reach me at 954-873-6659.
All right, all right. Juicy, go to call the old man out.
Who you mean? You, Legacy? Nah. Because he ain't old. He ain't a pain in my side. He's the best thing since popcorn. Wagwan popcorn. There you go. My man. The great.
I'm Anthony Brown. You can reach me on Facebook, on all social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube under Anthony Brown or The Anthony Brown Show. You can also follow me on Twitter, Anthony Brown 561 or Anthony the Chosen One. Also have a Facebook page. Please follow that. It's called Anthony the Writer. And words I live by, you got to grind into your time. And for business purposes, call me at 561-768-3710.
All right. Oh, man. Y'all know who I am. I'm Legacy the Great. You can reach me on Facebook up under Dream Williams. Or you can also hit me on YouTube up under Legacy the Great. My email address is AUNYA. Excuse me, I'm thinking about my doggone personal. My Legacy the Great. LegacyUnlockThatMail.com. For business purposes only, please give me a call at 229-630-7615. In closing, I know we're running behind time. I just want to tell our people, you know, we can change the narrative of how Black women and Black men are looked upon at any time. We just got to do as Juicy say, and as Mr. Michael say, you know, stand up and show God who we are. Bump showing the world who we are, show God who we are, the chosen one. ATL.
ATL. They're back.
Did he say his name was Dream?
Anthony, Tioma, T Savage, Legacy.
And there's only one reason that I came back. I'm here to set the fucking record straight. Okay, I'm the best you ever catch, just spell the way. First off, ain't no beef with the spitters in my city. But if it comes with 28, man, shit get gritty. I'm shitty. Yeah, I shit on rappers. Either dead on the scene, since you wanna be actors. This the message. I'm talking open invitation. School love feeling foggy, I'll be patiently waiting. It seems y'all forgot who really runs the throne. Screaming y'all number one, just because I was gone. See, ain't no stopping me now. I'm on the move. Going against me, must be you ready to lose. The game, the street, the zone is took. This the message, hope it leave you from the rapper. Sure. Yeah. The message. So y'all know. Yeah. The monster is back. And I'm at my spot. ATL, ho.